In a quiet mountain village in India, a 24-year-old man named Aarav was struggling to function. His mind was trapped in a relentless loop, oscillating between heavy past regrets and sharp anxieties about the future. This mental state took a severe physical toll. Aarav was constantly exhausted, unable to sleep, and had lost his capacity for joy. Seeking a solution, Aarav learned about a man living in a distant hill settlement, a retired city psychologist who now spent his time teaching visitors how to quiet their minds. Feeling a spark of hope, Aarav immediately packed his belongings and began the long journey to find him. When the mind becomes an unmanageable cycle of past and future thoughts, breaking the pattern often requires an external intervention. After days of grueling travel, Aarav arrived at a small house surrounded by lush greenery, where the older man sat peacefully. Aarav approached him and explained his condition, asking for a way to stop his relentless overthinking. The psychologist did not offer verbal advice. Instead, he agreed to help by immediately pivoting to a physical demonstration. He took a small glass and carefully filled it with water, pouring right up to the absolute edge. He handed it to Aarav and set strict parameters. Aarav had to walk to the edge of the busy village and back without a single drop. Psychological interventions frequently bypass conversation entirely, forcing the subject out of their internal dialogue and into a high-stakes physical reality. Aarav accepted the challenge, gripping the glass and taking his first deliberate step. He walked directly into intense sensory noise. Shopkeepers shouted, crowds pushed past him, and stray dogs barked aggressively. Yet Aarav remained detached from his surroundings. His vision was locked on the trembling surface of the water. Moving slowly and carefully, he completed the route and returned to the porch, announcing that he had executed the task flawlessly. The mentor nodded, then asked a diagnostic question. Did Aarav notice the children playing nearby, or hear any of the dogs barking? Aarav realized he was blind and deaf to the environment. His attention had been entirely consumed by the glass. Intense, singular focus creates a cognitive shield. We only experience the external chaos we grant our attention to. The human brain has finite processing bandwidth. When your attention is anchored in the current moment, it lacks the capacity to process fear. By hyper-focusing on the water, Aarav starved his past and future worries of the mental energy needed to survive. Aarav realized peace was always accessible from within, provided he remained anchored in the current moment. As evening fell, the light shifted, the village quieted, and the environment began to reflect Aarav's own internal calm. He began the walk home physically relaxed and internally quiet, a contrast to the exhausted man who had arrived earlier that day. Mental peace requires anchoring your focus entirely in the present moment, curing the mind's restlessness from the inside out.